How are we doing, guys? Welcome, it's Kraken here. So, from the last base design video we did, we had some people ask about the blade traps and how effective they were in Alpha 18. So I've gone ahead and made a couple of different designs and thought we'd give them a little bit of a test today. As you can see from this design, I've made a big pyramid type shape here, a bit like a blender, with stairs on all sides. If you don't have stairs like this, the zombies can start beating on the stairs and trying to break the blocks out. I've put a cage above here for us to stand in, so the zombies will be attracted to us, and so the zombies could jump over to us and then end up in the blade trap below. There's one issue which I had when making this design, is if you try and make this out of iron bars, the game seems to think that the iron bars weigh a metric ton each. All of this has been made out of steel, so should be able to hold any amount of weight. But I've had to make this out of wooden bars because every time I try to make it out of iron bars, the whole thing would collapse. This whole top would collapse into here. So I've made this out of wooden bars, so the zombies would still be protected from the zombies when they try to jump over to us, and then they would end up landing in the blade trap below. So we're going to spawn a few zombies in, give this a go, see how much damage the wooden bars can take. Now, this probably isn't going to work later on, as we well know that cops can puke through this and they cause a lot of damage to the wooden bars, and they'll probably break this straight out, but we'll give it a go. I've just set up a simple battery pack at the moment to give this a go, and let's see what it does against the hordes. So I've just dropped in a few ferals, few Joe ferals over there, probably going to need to get their attention. We can jump down into our little cage down here. As you can see, we've got the blade trap spinning. Let's try and grab their attention. Here they come. As you can see, they start running straight into the traps. Now, I think if I'm close enough, they should not try and hit out the support. And they come straight down here. So if I move about, they keep changing their pathing from going out and hitting the support and then running into the blade trap. So that's all of them. So the more I move about, the more they stop hitting on the support, holding me up to just running into the blade trap. Now, I've never been overly keen on the blade trap because it doesn't seem to cut off their legs, turn them into crawlers, do what you would expect a blade trap like this to do. And it normally takes quite a bit of damage as well. So as you can see, we had 7 or 8 just feral normal zombies there, and they've actually done quite a bit of damage already, over 300 damage to the blade trap. Just one single blade trap. Did only take 2 steel to fix, but still did quite a bit of damage. How much damage have they done to the pillar? A little bit of damage, not too much. Again, only 1 steel to fix that up. So that was the first design I did, and then I thought, let's think about something that we could make iron bars out of, and the zombies would want to run through the trap to get to us. So I decided to make a pit design. So I came up with design 2.0, making a pit with blade traps all the way around, with what we're what we're going to be standing in the centre. So if they wanted to knock out, like they were trying to knock out over here, knock out the pillars that were holding us up, this way, the only way they could get to us is by going through the blade traps. I've made this a free size gap as well, in between the edge here and this bit here, so they could still jump over to us. I've been able to make all of this out of iron bars rather than wooden bars, and we've got a couple of battery packs just put inside to run all the blade traps. Now I think this should work a lot better. So I'm quietly confident about this base, as their only ways of getting to me is to jump over to this cage and trying to hit through the cage, or falling straight down here and trying to break out what we're stood on, both of which means that they're going to end up having to go through these blade traps. So I think we're going to get in 25 Joe Ferals straight away, and I'll spawn them in over there, and then we'll come straight out of God mode and go into our cage and see what happens. Drop ourselves in here, let's grab their attention and see what they're going to do. So as you can see, one by one they're jumping over to me and then landing straight into the blade traps below. And if I see that a blade trap is getting knocked out, I can always change where I want them to jump to. Well, that didn't take long to get through them. I can still hear one though. Oh no, looks like they've got him as well. So let's have a quick look. So that's all 25. Let's see how much damage that's actually caused to the actual blade traps. So it's caused a little bit of damage to the blade traps. This one's nearly halfway. So the blade traps, in my opinion, they're quite cheap to make, but they aren't the most effective. As you can see, this has hardly been touched at all. I think most of that would have been done as they were trying to jump down. Most of the damage was done through the blade traps. So as that worked so well with those, let's try this with a few harder zombies and see how we fare. We'll do 25 of the biker zombies as ferals. Spawn those in. Get down into our cage and grab their attention. They're going to start jumping over. Yep, jumping over. Straight into the blade traps. So protected by our iron bars. I'm not quite sure what they're stood on, probably on their mates' heads. So you can see their hit points, they must be a lot tougher because they're staying alive a lot longer than the other ones were. Is that all of them? Looks like all of them. So let's assess the damage on the harder zombies. So not much more has been done to this one. Just over halfway. They did seem to spread themselves out a bit more this time. As you can see from the walls, they've done a lot more damage. That's over half a steel block has been damaged there. So that's a lot of damage. So they are starting to work their way through. That was 25 though, feral bikers. We got a lot of damage here, again just slightly over halfway. As you can see though, we haven't been using any firepower, so if we were using this for a real horde, we'd be using firepower at the same time. The iron bars haven't really been touched. We'll be able to use this base to kill cops, but they would be able to do a lot of damage to us because of, as we well know, the cop spit comes straight through the iron bars. So let's try one last test then. Let's see what this is like against the demolition zombies. I don't know. I know if you shoot them in the chest, they explode. I don't know if the blade traps will make them explode. So let's spawn in a couple of those. Come out of God mode into our little cage. Grab their attention. And like I say, if you shoot them in the chest, that will make them explode. But what will happen if they try and just land in the blade traps? So as you can see, they were very tough. If you can kill them without shooting them and accidentally hitting them in the chest, they're not going to completely destroy your base. But they are tough. Look how much damage they've done down here. The good thing is this is a 6x6. So even if they did knock out one or two of these blocks, then we should be absolutely fine. So there you go guys, a few different ways that you can utilise the blade traps. Obviously we weren't using any firepower, we were just seeing how well and how efficiently the blade traps could be used to kill off some of the harder zombies in the game and could be used in a horde. We probably will try this base out with a proper horde. I'll move the time forward and we'll try say a 21 or a 28 day horde and just see how well it will fare against all different kinds of zombies. I've tested this with spider zombies and they cannot jump up into here. I would have to put a top onto these with iron bars to keep the vultures away from me. The downside that I found with this base so far is how would I get back out? If I was to put a top on here and they did actually start breaking this through, if they managed to break out the blade traps, there is going to be no way for me to really get out of here. Yes, I could probably set up some ladders that they couldn't reach, but I imagine with all this falling down on me and with the zombies being down here, you're going to be pretty much doomed. I might be able to make a walkway over to it that they might ignore, like I've done over here. As this is suspended, they are attracted to these bars straight away to hold them up. So guys, please smash that subscribe button if you haven't already. I'd like to hear from you guys as well, so any comments, put them down below. Any ideas? Are you going to think about using blade traps in any of your base designs? If you've got some base designs that you want me to test out, let me know and I'll give them a go too. So if you haven't already, please look at my other videos. I've got a tutorial on here letting you know how much damage all the explosives do in the game now, so you don't blow up your own base trying to kill the zombies. And also we've got a tutorial on how the walkway that we've made over here now works as well to manipulate the zombies. That's all from me guys, I'll catch you later, take it easy.